This is 1 week out. It's April 5th. 1 week out from the guest posing at our WNBF Natural USA Bodybuilding Figure Bikini Championships in Rochester, New York. Like I said, I'm guest posing next week. I got my first pro show for the season 3 weeks later than that, so Saturday, May 3rd. We're finally here. I'm training with my brother, which is a treat. I don't get to train with him a lot. And this is our old stomping grounds, Bally's in Rochester. So I got him in because he doesn't have a membership anymore. But yeah, we're gonna do a little FST workout. I do FST 5, not 7, just because of the recovery at this point. So we're gonna do shoulders and back today. Works out well, and my brother Dan right here.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped up to train. I haven't been able to train here in a while, so I used to train here all the time. Probably trained here for almost 10 years, and then things changed, and I got a corporate job. I had to start getting ready in the morning. This place doesn't really facilitate it, if you will, in the bathrooms for me to shower and get ready. So I had to change over to somewhere else. But it's good to be back here for kind of a dungeony experience. So
yeah, so we got the high ceilings, and we're gonna have fun today. So. Alternating right now. We're doing 4 sets. We're hitting the front delts at the beginning of this workout. So we're doing, we're alternating between seated front raises, you know, palm in like a hammer, in like a hammer curl position with your palm coming straight up, or we're going to do the Arnold style with the palm facing down standing. So we're alternating that way, just to switch it up a little bit. Just a big proponent of just hitting every little angle, because you're hitting the delt completely different coming with the palm down versus the palm up. You're hitting a completely different sector.
it's been a little while for him. I mean, he competed last year, but it was kind of like his coming back party, I guess you can say, or whatnot. It was him kind of getting back to where he was, I'd say. So now this is like the true gains now from that point to now. So I am real impressed with the progress he's had to this point. You know, I try not to say too much, you know, because I don't want to go to his head. Maybe his hair grows out a little bit more from it, something along those lines. But no, but seriously, I think he's gonna bring a deadly package of shit. We can just dial it all in here at the last 5-6 weeks. So good stuff.
Right now, me and Dan, Dan's dieting as well. He's going to be, no one really knows, but I'm going to bring him out during the guest posing. So, you know, we've been talking about this since we were kids, really. I mean, right when we started competing, or even before, you know, what would it be like if we finally, you know, actually guest pose together? And he's not going to be in this complete razor sharp condition that he's known for, but he's getting ready for pro shows. We're actually going to be competing against each other at the beginning of June up in Boston at the WNBF Pro American Championships. So the fact that he is willing to hop in and do that with me, I think is excellent. And right now, me and him, I mean, he's the heaviest he's been in very good condition. He's weighing in about 197, 198 in the morning, actually the same weight as me. So, you know, he's looking to come in at his best as well, which is great, especially for being corporate Dan. With me, as stupid as it sounds, it's just so mental. I get so focused on just the muscle doing the work and taking the joint completely out of the movement. It's almost like a meditation process. It almost feels like, as stupid as that sounds, you might as well light a bunch of candles, 20 to 30 candles around the machine, because literally that's, I'm in like deep meditation when I don't think about anything else but those muscles doing the movement. I'll even try to take auxiliary muscles out of the movement, like your rhomboids, your center rhomboids want to take over on reverse pec fly like this, and I try to take it right out. I just do mostly just my rear delts. Posters are all over, man. This is our show next week. My brother, me, and then our past champions that turned pro last year. They both placed in their, Ashley placed at her first pro contest. She took third, I believe, at the Tournament of Champions figure division. Casey Rice took third at the Pro US Cup in Connecticut. So it's all good, man. Now last week, when we were training at Atlas, doing back and shoulders, when I started doing seated rows, I really felt like I pulled something, like a small hernia almost. Like I was literally in pain with every rep, and it wiped the hell out of me. I ended up going home, taking a nap. Like I was really like mentally messed up because I didn't do anything weird or messed up than I normally would. I wasn't going overly heavy. It was just right when I bent over to grab that bar, I just felt something that with every rep, I felt something pulsate down there, but luckily I'm fine. So.
I normally stay pretty covered up. I guess when I was younger, I used to sometimes go down to tank tops and stuff. Just because I'd like to try to see my progress in the middle of the training, especially at that point I was competing often and stuff, and I still compete a good amount, but now that I do pro shows, they're fewer and far between. So, you know, I gotta travel for them, so it's a little bit more of a situation. It's kind of like I gotta pre-plan a lot more than I used to. So, and that being said, with just being older and stuff, I just like to, I don't like to try to, not even to say that I have a good physique or not or whatever, I like to stay as covered up as possible for the most part. I'm not trying to flaunt anything out, I just train hard, stuff like that. Today, being that we're training and stuff like that, I have other stuff on, so I like to try to keep everything under, because bodybuilding's got such a bad rap for people that compete. I feel like just like narcissistic type, you know, always looking at yourself, always doing this, always doing that. I like to do all that stuff, you know, in a mirror, in a room by myself. You know what I mean? Just to analyze myself for the sport aspect. Try not to show it off to everybody. Like, oh, he must compete or whatever. You know, I like to try to make it a different side. I think that's better in its own right for the sport and everything. It's just the way I like to do it. But,
now to reiterate what you just said, that's definitely a better mindset to have, because bodybuilding is already kind of a selfish sport or hobby, if you will, and because indirectly you have to be selfish to bring the best package you can on stage. And he's right, and you know, a lot of people, one guy that I look up to in that regard that is extremely humble and tries to get rid of the stereotypes and always just wears a baggy t-shirt when he trains, whether he's in shredded condition or in an off-season, is Brian Whitaker. Brian Whitaker is a top WNBF natural pro bodybuilder. 5'9", competes between 163 and 166 the morning of a show, and you know, I'd say he's a friend of ours, and he's a great role model to have in that regard. Me and my brother, you know, he's right though. He usually doesn't really show himself. With me, I'm 50-50 with it, especially during contest time, because I do want some people to see me at some points, because I do have a diet business I do on the side with contest prep and just overall diet business. So for me, I get a lot more people coming up to me and want business. So for me, I'm not indirectly trying to be selfish by sometimes going down to a tank top or a beater. For me, it's just, okay, I do want to see myself a little bit as I get ready for a show, but that's not my number one concern. I'm not trying to be like this, you know, certain kind of guy or cocky or anything like that. It's just for me, you know, I try to promote my business a little bit too. So with me, it depends on how I feel that day, if I'm going to go down to a tank top or a beater. And I do try to stay covered up as long as I can, just because I like to stay warm, and it gives you a better pump. So I might as well do this set now. is the last part of our shoulder workout. We start overlapping a little bit of back. This is where we're going to do our like FST5, our last 5 sets. So we're going to be contracting our shoulders and flexing the shoulders in between each set, except for my variation after the 3rd set, we're going to stretch again to open up those fibers again, and then we're going to flex them again in between sets to keep the blood in there. That's the whole point of this FST, is to stretch the muscle in between sets, stretch out that fascia, and then now you're going to balloon out that fascia by getting more blood and oxygen, and hopefully you're supposed to be pounding water or your aminos that you're drinking during as well. So that's a necessity to make sure you're gulping in between real quick right before you flex or stretch.
Before, when we used to train a lot more together and pretty much be training partners when we were both getting ready for shows together, stuff like that, things were a little bit easier. I was just out of high school, or just even in high school when I first started competing. So, both living at my parents, so we'd always be just cooking together, eating together, and we had similar job types. Our hours are all over the place because we were kids and all that stuff. So, back then, it seemed easier. Yeah, sure, you're not going to bars and stuff like that with my buddies, but that to me wasn't a big deal. Now, life's changed a lot. I got married. I have a house now. I work 9 to 5, corporate job, food all over the place, which that doesn't bother me either. But my goal is if I can bring the best package I can bring, because before I was able to compete and my day revolved around my competing. Now I need to fit my competing into my day. So, though my day still revolves around what I'm eating when I'm doing all that, I have a wife now, and I have responsibilities, priorities I need to maintain. So that's why I do look up to people like my father, who competed while he had kids and had a house and a full-time job and working overtime and all that. And like a Brian Whitaker, like he was speaking about, like I see that and I'm like, I should be able to do that too. He just had twin babies. He's still at the top of his game. He's still pushing through, but keeping life in perspective. At the end of the day, this is a hobby. So he is in a little bit of a different realm. He's single. He's on his own watch. So it's nice though to still be able to bring everything together and try to be at your best, even though we're in different situations now as life has evolved. Calorie deficit per pound.
I know. If you're only cutting carbs, if you're used to doing 320 and you're going down to 290 for three more days a week, it's only
like 100 a day.
Tops 700 extra calories for the week.
Now what I'm saying is, what am I going to have to go down to get to where I want to get? We'll have to see. I think the weight will just start coming off.
No, the weight you just keep.
I think it'll just start coming off with the same.
Eating up a little bit too Saturday night will furnace the fire, believe me.
Yeah. That's why I'm not going to deplete this week, but I'm going to a little bit more than I've ever done. Food?
Yeah. I don't think it's a bad idea, dude. Because he's having a party for all the judges and the Chattersons and shit. It's a classy move.
Yeah. But the question is, do we just have that literally Saturday night and right after the show's done, have some people over at your house or mom's house or my house, and just have their judges right after?
No, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be at mom and dad's house. Because I was going to tell them to do something like that anyway.
Yeah.
Mom will rush home first. We'll have Jimmy, Chatterson, all the judges, and like close friends, like Petrolias and shit, popping over. That kind of help. Then I'll probably pop a balloon or something because a bunch of people are going up there too. Dude, I'm gonna eat my ass off, man. I'm gonna get right back up the next day. It's gonna fire me. It's gonna fuel me. Going forward.
We gotta keep going here.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, man.
We just finished the shoulder and back routine. We did, like I said, some FST work. Just crazy definitely tough at the end. We're puffing. Shows how good a shape we're actually in. But no, like I said, it's a treat. Me and my brother don't get to train that often, so I'm glad that his wife let him come out for an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes, because once that workout gets over an hour, she starts getting kind of little chapped.
She starts getting excited.
Every time she sees me walking to the gym when they're both there, she's always got a smirk on her face.
She's got a smile and a slight nod of the head. No, but it's I sure enjoy it. Some of the yellow. Great training. I mean, I like it. Sometimes, I'm pressed for time too, so sometimes it's tough to train with them just because when we're going back and forth, it's just automatically slower than if I'm training by myself. So.
But it is a good change. Just to get you back here at Bally's was a good change.
No, it's I enjoyed it. I'm ready to put my hoodie back on now. I've kind of seen enough of wearing the tank top, but no, it's good though. But it was actually good to see myself a little bit too in the gym because I haven't in a while. I've been dieting now for a while, so I'm relatively happy with what I look like. But there's always improvements to be made. That's the beauty of the sport. So
never satisfied.
Yeah, never satisfied.